So, my name is Tucker Watts, and my content review is over Shooting an Elephant by George Orwell. So, Shooting an Elephant is a short story written by the British author George Orwell, and Orwell was born in 1903 and grew up during the height of the British Empire. He's most well known for his works Animal Farm and 1984, and also for coining terms such as Big Brother. Orwell drew on his personal experiences when writing Shooting an Elephant, giving us a genuine source for the story. Orwell did not support the injustices committed by the British towards the native population that their colonies commanded. Instead, he turned to democratic socialism and also upheld an anti-imperial philosophy after he published this story. So a little bit about the story. The story takes place around the 1920s or 1930s in Burma, a province of India which was a colony under British rule at the time. Orwell, the narrator in the story, is a British police officer within the colony, tasked with the duty of keeping the natives under control and upholding the British Empire's powerful stance. As the story continues, an elephant has gone wild, escaping its mahout or driver, and is running throughout the village, causing damage to houses and other buildings, and also killing one of the native coolies. The narrator fetches a rifle and goes to track down the elephant, drawing a crowd of about 2,000 coolies. He's ultimately forced to shoot the elephant in order to remain in a position of power and represent the British Empire in a fearful, strong light as they desire. The elephant ends up dying a slow, grueling death, and the narrator can't stand to watch. Just looking at some of the characterization within the story, as I stated earlier, the narrator is ultimately a representation of Orwell, as he's a young English police officer in the Burmese colony. He doesn't agree with the oppression that the British have installed within their colonial rule, but his actions represent the power of the British Empire and are carried out by their order. The Dravidian coolies are the natives of Burma, and they're unskilled laborers, and they're referred to this name because it's a derogatory slang name used by the British towards the natives. And the mahout, as I said earlier, that refers to the elephant's owner or driver, and this is a man at the end of the story who's angry when he learns that his elephant has been slain. So looking at some of the symbolism within the story, the elephant is the sign I looked at for symbolism, and it can be looked at in two different ways. The first way I looked at it was as a representation of the British, as the massive size of the elephant reflects the massive size of the English Empire as well, and the control and power that they have on the world. The elephant can also be seen as dangerous and destructive in this symbol, just as the British have been within their colonies. Now, on the other hand, the elephant can also symbolize the natives that are under British rule. This is seen when the elephant is in the field eating grass because he has a peaceful nature about him, just like the natives do, but everyone knows the ultimate future they face. The ultimate future that they will face under the English will not be so peaceful. Looking at a couple key ideas, one we can see in the story is the pressure to keep the image of power. This is evidenced by the quote, "For it is a condition of his rule that he shall spend his life in trying to impress the natives, and so in every crisis he has got to do what the natives expect of him. He wears a mask and his face grows to fit it. I had got to shoot the elephant." And so here the narrator represents the British Empire and the authority that it holds. If he doesn't shoot the elephant, then this will ultimately show weakness in their authority, and it will destroy their structure of ruling through fear. Another key idea is the loss of freedom, and that can be observed by the quote, "When the white man turns tyrant, it is his own freedom that he destroys. He becomes a sort of hollow, posing dummy." And so here we can see the standard of power and authority must be upheld, creating a situation where someone, such as the policeman in the story, has to act according to the standard, and ultimately they may be forced to do something that they do not want to. Lastly, the perception of value is another key idea and is very skewed in the story. The quote I found reads, "It was a damn shame to shoot an elephant for killing a coolie, because an elephant was worth more than any damn Carigny coolie." In this, the elephant has more value than a native in the eyes of the British. This shows the degrading nature of colonial rule at this time. It also shows why Orwell would have been opposed to this colonial mindset of oppression and would switch his views. So I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation. That'll help you for the final. Here's where we're excited. Cheers.